Hey there, Lucas Catton here, and I want to talk a minute about something that I read recently in one of Brene Brown's books, Rising Strong, and that's something about the concept of comparative suffering. I want to read a little quote here that she put here. Comparative suffering is a function of fear and scarcity. Falling down, screwing up, and facing hurt often lead to bouts of second guessing or judgment, our self trust, and even our worthiness. I am enough can slowly turn into, am I really enough? If there's one thing I've learned over the past decade, it's that fear and scarcity immediately trigger comparison, and even pain and hurt are not immune to being assessed and ranked. For example, my husband died, and that grief is worse than your grief over an empty nest. Or I'm not allowed to feel disappointed about being passed over for a promotion when my friend just found out that his wife has cancer. You're feeling shame for forgetting your son's school play? Please, that's a first world problem. There are people dying of starvation every minute. See, the opposite of scarcity is not abundance. The opposite of scarcity is simply enough, in her words. Empathy is not finite, and compassion is not a pizza with 8 slices. When you practice empathy and compassion with someone, there is not less of these qualities to go around. There's more. So she goes on and talks more about that, but that makes me, what struck a chord with me is that we don't know what anyone else is actually going through on the inside at any given moment, and it's easy for us to dismiss other people's pain and other people's suffering, and what may be more difficult for me could be something very simple for you, and vice versa. What you might see as trivial could be an extremely difficult situation with a lot of pain and suffering for someone else. And maybe the idea is to have a little bit more compassion for each other and not jump up and down on their pain, and dismiss it so easily when there is some sort of struggle. And again, social media is so difficult because people, for the most part, only share their highlights, or sometimes people use it as a means to look for sympathy, and sort of a woe is me type thing. And go overboard with this because it feeds something in them that's yearning for more, and it's missing the point of connection. It's not receiving the compassion that can heal. It's more of a continual seeking of sympathy. So when you look at people as a whole and we see them for them and what they're going through, and we can all be a little bit kinder to each other. And it's very easy to stare at our phones when we're walking down the street, or not look at the cashier when we're checking out, or doing anything else that is devoid of connection in our daily lives, or sit behind a computer, or turn on the TV, or stare at our iPads, or whatever it is. But if you take a moment potentially to make a little bit of eye contact with the person when you say thank you, or hold the door open for someone when it's raining or not, or wave at the little kid who's looking at you in the grocery store, or any one of these things that are allowing someone to know that they're seen, listening to your friend when there's an issue and allowing them to feel heard, or your spouse or your coworker or anyone else, or even a random stranger on the street. And remember that what they may be going through could be just as difficult as what you're going through. And it's okay. It's okay to show them your humanity, and they'll express theirs in return. So if anything at all, it's just a reminder to please be a little bit kinder to yourself, be a little bit kinder to others, and we'll get that back tenfold. Thank you.